Welcome to another edition of Flex Rental Solutions how-to videos. Today we're going to be going over the cascading suggestion feature that has been implemented and will be on a forthcoming release. When doing quotes for large events and productions, a lot of times this process is a cascading or train of thought process where one item leads to the next and that item leads to the next. And how are you connecting all these items together and how are they relating? So to improve on the ability to do suggestions, we have had a customer help us out and give us some suggestions on cascading these suggestions. So let's review where this came about from. As an example, we have this item just simply called front of house contains the following. And from there, we created different suggestions, different consoles that might be suggested, different processors, different playback machines. And then we organized those into different suggestion types. Now, the question was, what happens if one of these items has suggestions in and of itself? So if we double click on the Avid D-Show and go to the suggestions for this item also has suggestions. And if we click on one of these items, does that item also have suggestions? So before we had to open up and add the front of house and select the Avid D-Show and then select the Avid D-Show in the inventory item and launch the suggestions for that and work our way down the tree. What we have done is made this a more intuitive process. So we're going to drag this item over. This will be kind of our trigger mechanism. And the new functionality that we've added are a couple things. Over on the right hand side, we have a little icon that appears if this item on the suggestion list has suggestions in and of itself. So if we select the profile, we can then click the item has suggestion icon. What this will do is it'll push the previous suggestions to the left of the screen and only show the new suggested items. We have a navigation area that tells you where you are in the tree. We started out with suggestion items for front house contains the following, and now we're on the screen Avid Profile Digital Audio Mixing Console. So these are the three suggestions for this item. If we select that, again we can go further down the tree and click on this suggested item. This updates the top area here to say we are now 3 items deep. We can select these input and output cards and we could just hit accept here. Cancel would not select any of these items and would just basically back you out to just adding that one item. And then the previous button brings us back to now we're 2 levels deep. Now we're at the top level. If we go back to our processing rack, we could select a specific processor. We could go down to that suggestion items again. And we can keep on going back and forth to all these different areas and going up and down their trees as an example. So if we hit accept right now, it'll drop in all these items. So there's the Avid Digital Audio Console, there's the stage rack, and there's the input and output cards for that. So this is really all up to your imagination. Again, just like how when you buy equipment, you generally just don't send it out to a show, you package it up, you make it easy to get that item loaded in and set up so your time doing the actual show is compressed so it doesn't take that much time to load it in and load it out. That's the same concept here with the suggestion items. We could have just as easily gone and dragged in the Avid profile, gone and found the stage rack and dragged that in. Same thing with the input and output cards. What we're doing there is creating this dialogue between the user and the system and trying to make it a much more efficient way to generate these quotes. Think of these as checklists, oh by the ways, anything that you need to get your work done more efficiently and get your quote out the door. That is a great use of the suggestion items, and cascading suggestions will greatly enhance that ability. If you have any questions on how to implement this with your own unique system, please contact support@flexrentalsolutions.com. Thanks.